producers out there. I'm your host, Wiley. We are back with another video. I'm not 100%, but let me tell you, I was going to go live yesterday and something happened. I was overtaken by a cold, dealing with things with family and all of that. And let me tell y'all, this COVID stuff is no joke. I called, wow, and I say this so humbly. I was calling some family members that are dealing with the COVID and they're not sounding good. When I got on the phone with my grandmother, I could have just cried because she is 86, I think 86 years old, battling the COVID in the hospital right now. And I was in much, I just cried because I'm like, wow, like that is so serious. And over half of the members of the church that my grandmother go to, all tested positive for COVID 19. So we released a statement this morning, and I'm asking for prayer of my family. So we released a statement because different people from the church, they was some of them one releasing statements. So I'm releasing statements. Over half the members of the church, if not all of them, because it's not a big church, very small church, got the COVID. Now, they were trying to blame my sister that she passed the COVID to them. And that wasn't the case. My sister was at the house. This was the situation. And like I told my sister, I said, all of them coming to the house, coming to grandmother's house, not wearing masks, having prayer, people coming visiting, not wearing masks, kids coming, anybody can just come, don't wear masks. It could have been anybody. So it's just very terrible that all of them have to deal. When I talked to my mother, she sounded terrible on the phone. Like, it is like really, really sad. I'm asking for healing, and I'm asking them to learn from this situation, to go out there using precaution that we are still dealing with a pandemic. I don't care what the governor of Texas is saying, because what the governor of Texas saying, obviously he don't know what's going on with boots on the ground. He had that business mind. See, them business folks getting on top of him, not getting on top of him, but telling him, open back the state, take away the mask mandate. So that's been going on. So concerning with my family, just in deep prayer. They have a pastor that's over the church. He made a bad decision by allowing the church service to continue, by not, doing services virtually, by not requiring members to be tested on a regular basis, by not requiring people to come see his mother by getting tested. He allowed them to just come in the house regardless. And like I told my mother released a statement, and I want to respond to what my mother wrote. She wrote a statement, and she just wrote this. I want to read what she wrote. Just for the record, because I see some having a problem telling the truth, prayer on Wednesday night at 7 p.m. was held at my mother's house. On February the 20th was her birthday. My brother and sisters from the church gathered. Mass was not worn. She is 86 years old. She already had some health issues. My daughter was not going out. She was in her room. She is 8 months pregnant. My mom had to have someone there with her at all times because she had a stroke and needed assistance. I have neighbors and videos, so I have proof. My problem is a few days after my mom's birthday gathering, when people start getting sick, tell the truth, take accountability for thinking careless, and please don't call me. Wrong is wrong. I'm not being quiet. Shame the devil and tell the truth. And like I said this, and this was my response to my mother's post. I said this quote, I am praying for the family. This is completely sad. COVID-19 is real. You could be filled with the Holy Ghost and still get COVID-19. And I stand with that. I really, really stand with that. So, they pulled the call. They call you when COVID is running rapid. So I guess the health department, I guess whoever they call, trying to bring awareness to everybody to get tested, do contact tracing or whatever. So now they not answering the phone. None of the members answering their phone. They don't want to call. Two of the members came on my YouTube channel talking about I'm scamming. Let me read what they wrote. Hold up. Two other members of the church that I came from came on my YouTube with some mess. Let me see if I can find out what they wrote to me or what they said. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me see if I can find those two comments. Two of the members that came on this page and was leaving me some comments. And I want to respond to them on this good, glorious morning. Somebody said this. He does not direct True Church of Holiness Choir, nor is he a part of our church. This is falsified information, misleading, and it's a total scam to receive funds. Then another woman, which I've known since I was a little kid, said this. Wiley is no longer a member of True Church of Holiness. He is not a director of our choir. Do not send him any money. This is a scam. He's using the True Church of Holiness. First and foremost, that video that y'all saw was an old video when I was directed to choir. Okay, let that be crystal clear. When I was director of choir, so I was not scamming, and of course I took the video down, but I was not scamming. I didn't say, hey, I still go here, give me all your money. No, but y'all got all this time y'all here, y'all need to be worried about how they COVID run rapid in the church. Why y'all worried about what I'm doing over here? So, anyhow, nobody took the vaccine shot. Nobody took it. My grandmother was off of the vaccine shot. She said she don't want to take the vaccine shot, and she's only repeating what her son, which is the pastor of the church. This is really, it's really sad, you guys. You know, and I got on the phone. I said, sis, I was saying to myself, because she was extreme. You know, when somebody is pissed off, allow them to be pissed off. Don't intervene. Don't be trying to calm them down. When somebody is pregnant and pissed off, let them be pissed off and pregnant. So she was just really, I'm talking about extremely upset. I'm not going to repeat everything that she said. And I know how to handle the situation differently now than back in the past, because I'm upset as well, but I handle it in a different place, because she was snapping. Because I said, I'm going to make a post. I said to myself, I'm going to make a post, but I'm going to do a post that is professional. I'm not going to do a post dragging folks, which I could drag some people and just spill some tea, but I'm not going to do it. Okay? And it was just really something. And she's really stressed because they blamed her as with the COVID. They blamed her as passing everybody with the COVID. They blame my sister. Oh, she the one that spreaded the COVID around. She the one that didn't. No. It was other folks that was already sick and still came to the party and ate some cake and fried fish or whatever else they was cooking. Came there anyhow, was already under weather, but you ignored it and you came anyhow. So it's no telling where it could have came from. But what we do know is a lot of people that have tested positive. And it's really sad. You know, my mom, she have her health issues. My sister, she's with child. My grandmother, she's in the hospital. She's already have health issues already. I got on the phone with her. I talked with her. It was really sad. She said she don't have appetite to eat. She sounded very weak. And I had the pleasure of, I'm going to let me call and see how you doing before anybody else tell me what's something going on. Because, you know, people lie. Some, ain't nothing wrong with she doing fine. No, she ain't doing fine. She weak. She need much prayer. And she need much prayer. Not gonna get up here and talk about she all good and strong. And that ain't the case. That ain't the woman that I got on the phone with and talked to. No. Mm-mm. And people don't want to wear their masks. People think COVID ain't real. And in that particular church, and this is the thing, they sit down, and I know they probably watching, and I say this humbly, they listen to the preacher, and they not going to say, well, preacher, can we at least wear masks as a precaution? Because everybody, no telling where they going, what job you going to, what infection you're going to get. Then you bringing it back to your house, to the church, to this person's house, and y'all all going around each other. So if y'all not wearing masks, if one person gets sick or infected with the virus, that means it's going to spread like wildfire. Then now the church service had to been canceled because most everybody in the church is sick. Now the church service got to be canceled, but you're so embarrassed that you can't even make a public statement because you embarrassed. Because you said, we going to have churches anyway. Don't y'all not have church service? We coming to have church service regardless. Mass, we coming to praise the Lord. And they can't, and they did what they did. And now look at the precautions. This is another mother of the church. Her family had to come in and intervene to take her to the hospital because she wasn't doing good at all. So it's the eldest people in the church. They're in the hospital battling COVID right now. Battling it right now. And they need much prayer. And my thing is this, and for anybody that's watching this, please, if you're going out, wear masks, have hand sanitizer, be precautious. It's a situation going on right now in Texas. The governor came out and said, listen, we're going to uplift the mask mandate. You can go outside, businesses, y'all can open up at 100%, because in his mind, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Because though you know it's a deadly virus out there, you love the money so much that you would put people at risk to go out there with no mask, no social distance, and watch the cases. Just watch how the case is going to increase in Texas. Just watch how many hospitalizations numbers are going to rise, because people are going to think, because their governor said, listen, we're going to open up. And that virus said, yeah. Come on. Yeah. Come on, open it back up. Yeah, open it back up. That Rona is still out there running rapid. Somebody said, well, Wiley, what are you going to do? I'm still going to wear my mask. I'm still going to pray. And I'm still going to wear my mask. And I'm still going to social distance. That's what I'm going to do. Are you still going to wear your mask, Mr. Wiley? Oh, absolutely. That Rona is still creeping up out of there, and I'm still going to be putting on my mask. I'm still going to wash my hands, and I'm still going to social distance. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to still wash my hands, and I'm going to still social distance and wear a mask. And if I don't feel good, I'm going to stay in the house. I'm not going to be going out if I don't feel well. I'm out in the store, out here getting chicken, and you sneeze and you got a whole virus and sick, and you still going outside. No, you're not supposed to be doing that. You're supposed to quarantine, you're supposed to isolate. So I want to say this. Everybody that have signed up for the text list, really quickly before we get to our topics, I'm going to say special shout out to everybody that has signed up to our topics. We have a new way for you to be notified. If you tired of not getting your notification, just text The Wiley Show to 833-760-1691. Text The Wiley Show, no spaces. Okay, when you text The Wiley Show, no spaces, to 833-760-1691, you will never miss another notification. You get it first. So the people that are already signed up, you got a text. So if you did not get a text from me, that means you text the number wrong. Text The Wiley Show, no spaces, to 833. I'm going to make sure in the chat, I don't see any moderators, so I'm going to just repeat it because I want to make sure y'all get it, and I'm going to post it in the chat, to 833-760-1691. The Wiley Show to 833-760-1691. Now, how many of y'all got y'all notifications this morning? And look at the numbers. It's high this morning. Praise him. So, yes. Okay, we got that together. We got out the way. Okay, we got some people that's already subscribing to the number. Thank you. Let's go to the next topic. So we love opening up the show. All right. Who are we going to talk about first? Let me scroll down the screen. All right. Let's just talk about, let me see if I can bring her up. But let's talk about him. Let's talk about the game. The game is out here scamming folks. Now, this is why I want to tell you about the scam, because I have a lot of artist friends that are independent artists trying to find the next niche for themselves, and they want to make it big. So a lot of these independent artists, they're going to the game inbox, and the game is saying, hey, I'm going to put you on my mixtape. So the artists go to the game DM. The game take their money, which is like $1,000, in some cases like $1,500 to $2,000. And he have a SoundCloud. He don't put the record on the SoundCloud that's verified with all the followers. He got another SoundCloud where it's about 75 people probably following that SoundCloud. Not too many people, not that much traction on the SoundCloud. So what he does is on the SoundCloud, he posted on the one that ain't getting no traction. You don't get, and it's pretty much a scam, because most people, when you pay the money, you want it on the game SoundCloud, the one that is verified, the one that got all the viewership, the one, got the downloads. You want to be over there. So he's around scamming. But we talked about this months ago on this platform. Remember when we talked about Bow Wow? When Bow Wow was allegedly scamming a rapper? He was allegedly scamming a rapper. And while scamming the rapper, this rapper, he kept emailing, and he never got his song on the particular mixtape. And the game is not the only one. It is so many rappers that have been doing this scam. And what they do is they prey on these artists and telling them, hey, I can make your music pop, blah, 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 send me the money. And they never get the traction. When you see the song, it gets 75 listeners. You could get more listeners over here at the Wiley Show than you will over there with the game because he's over there playing them. And so what we did, because I felt bad for the artists, what we do on Station Ed, which we have the number, our show typically be in the top 20, top 10. Most of the time, we will play your music to hundreds of my listeners live. It's on their phone. And if they like your song, they automatically download it. And you see it in real time, me playing your records. When I tell you how many artists will come in my DMs and telling me how much attention that record got or how much love they get for some of my supporters. And we do it over there on Station for free. We don't charge you. I literally use my influence, my audience, and what we do, we will play your record and you didn't give me a dime. And literally, if you have Spotify Premium and if you have Apple Music, you can hear that artist's music played on your devices live as when I'm doing a show. But the game is not doing that. Do I think he's gonna be canceled? No. Do I think these rappers need to stop scamming these artists? Absolutely. Do I think they need to be called out? Absolutely. The game definitely need to be called out. Now, game, what you need to do, every single artist that you scam, allegedly, you should pay them back their money. Because we already know that you in debt and you can get up out of debt because all you got to do is use your platform to help folks get an audience. You already have an audience. You already have a major Facebook following, Instagram following, I think Twitter following. You're big on Clubhouse. So it should be no excuse why them artists should not feel satisfied when it comes to their business. You don't have literally no integrity. I don't care who have paid us on the show. They come on the show, they tell me what they want promoted, and they do it. And the reason why we get sponsors is because people contribute to the product. And we had great sponsors over here at the Wiley Show. But I'm not going to take your money and not sponsor your product. I'm not going to do that. We had one person to go around telling folks and lie and told folks that we never promote her. One particular lady we had that we was promote. People came up to me and said, Wiley, I didn't even know who she was until you start talking about you promote her more than anybody. Every single video we promoted, the receipts got around and lied and said we didn't promote her, that we took her money and we scammed, and we did all that stuff. We did all that stuff for her, got up there and lied around, went around YouTube and lied, and then try to come in my DM to come back on the show. I said, sister, you can keep your money. I never want to do business with you again. Goodbye, and may God bless you, sister, but I don't want to do business with you again. Why would you want to come back in my DM tomorrow? Oh, let's do, no. You went around, you lied like that. Don't come back. You ain't coming back into my space. You ain't coming back into my space. No, you ain't coming back in my chat. I saw in the chat, I said, goodbye. I don't want nothing to do with you because you went around lying. We on this platform I can go all the way back when I was on a bus and a train. We promote it. But again, like I told her, and this goes to anybody, if you have a hair product, come on, listen to me, entrepreneurs, right? And you having a male to promote your product, he don't talk about hair. Number one, that's a mistake. You should get somewhere, have somebody that is into hair promote your product, that got people that into hair. You are in the beef sector trying to promote a hair salon. And then when it came out, and this is the kicker, it wasn't no hair salon. She's been out of business for years. I just think that she just wanted some attention. She's been out of business for years. And I'm like, what you so mad for if somebody didn't promote your business when you out of business? So she tried to come back into the fold. I said, nope, I don't want to be bothered with you because you went around lying on my brand, lying on me. Everybody that I have dealt business with, we gave them an A-list service, from the credit, from the skincare, from whomever came on this show. They have gotten incredible. And we don't take every sponsor dollar. We don't, because I have some type of integrity. If I don't feel the product for me, if I don't know it, I can't just automatically bring you up on the show. I don't just take anything. I gotta vet you. I gotta know how the product is before I promote it to my audience, because I have that type of relationship. I'm just not gonna automatically give you anything, and it's no refunds. Once I done went on to promote you and you didn't get the type of business that you thought that you should get, you're not gonna get a refund. You can't go to no other platform and get a refund. So don't you think you're gonna come over here at the Wiley Show think you're gonna get a refund. So I want to say this. Somebody on Lipstick Alley, I'm gonna say this and I'm move on, was so upset with this particular woman that was lying on the Wiley Show. They paid the woman some money, and then the woman thought she was gonna come back over here. You really thought so? I said, no, ma'am. No, 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 no. So the game to you, my brother, if you want to get out of debt, do right by your people, and your people will be there for you. Do right by them. If they're sending something in your DM, a record, promote that on your SoundCloud. And you never know. You might promote a record that might blow up, and it might help you out as well as a rapper. But don't go around scamming people. And just like I told Bow Wow manager, because he called the Wiley Show, I told y'all months ago, when people get up on this show and they say Wiley don't have no original content, I always tell people they're not a fan of this show. And they need to hush because they lying on this show. Because I got a phone call from his manager or a friend manager or whatever team from his team. He called me because he was upset about the commentary about Bow Wow. I ain't take the video down because I'm not that excited when a celebrity or somebody close to a celebrity call me and I lose myself. I still had integrity. That video is still up. The man showed me some proof and I moved on from it. And then I said, I cleared up. He's more than welcome to come on the show. And that'd have been great. And my people, it never went through. Didn't cuss the man out. Had a beautiful conversation. I think it was honor. And that taught me something. After that conversation, let me tell you something. That taught me something. I said, despite what people say about this show, about how small it is, don't nobody watch it, he ain't got no content, blah, 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 blah. I said, obviously, my voice is very unique because that brother tried to call me off of the content that we did, and we forgot all about the video. When we did that video, we forgot all about it. We have moved on to something else. Okay? We have moved on to something else. So I want to say thank you. Okay, that was also when people every time I always be reminded of that moment. You know what I'm saying? My people, we almost had the MC Shaky interview. Let me say that we're gonna move on to the next. We moving on to the next topic. All right, we almost had the MC Shaky interview. We almost had it. I said we almost had it, but you know, in this business, you got to have a lot of viewership for certain guests. That's why eventually this show is going to be so big, you ain't gonna have to beg. They're gonna request us. Can you come on the show? I'm gonna have an assistant, and all what it's gonna be is, can you interview such and such and such? Can you interview sister so and so? All the people that said nay to the show, this show gonna be so hot. They're gonna be asking us, can you interview us? Can we come on there and promote our product? Eventually, the same folks that said no, it's gonna happen. The same folks say, oh no, I don't watch him. The same people that spoke evil to us, same folks said we're trash, gonna be in our emails begging to come on the show because that's how hot it's gonna be. All right. So for those people that leave, you're gonna miss it. You just see the growth. I've seen many people leave this show and they come back. They said, man, Wiley, you having a good old time. Okay? Somebody said no. Wiley Shaky will come. I tell her. We'll love to interview her. Okay? We'll love to. We'll love to interview Claudia Jordan. Those type of interviews. Let me tell y'all. Can you put my logo back on and then we get back to these other topics? I ain't talking to my people. We ain't gonna rush this episode today. Okay, people, just sit back, relax. We're not gonna rush y'all today. I would love to interview Claudia Jordan. I don't care if my audience don't necessarily agree with what Claudia is, but the talk of the conversation, I just want to show people how good of an interviewer I am. I would love to interview MC Shaking. I don't care. MC Shaking could do 300 interviews, but it's something special about a Wiley interview. It is something special about how I interview a guest. It's I can get something else out of that guest than these others can do as well. Come on, somebody. So if MC Shay come on, he can hit that link right now. And I got questions that will, baby, the questions, you would think that I've been prepared for this all night, but it's just that I'm naturally able to interview. I'm prepared to interview Kenya Moore. I would love to. I think Kenya Moore is a great person. But what I'm saying is, folks, I want you all to be more energized. Don't be discouraged, because y'all was very discouraged with MC Shaky. And I want to encourage my people, don't be discouraged and don't stop, asking people to come on the show. Because, you get people that will watch us. It's people that sit and watch us thoroughly. They watch us. They're very observant. They in the bushes. They watch this product. Baby, they watch. They might not never admit that they watch over here, but baby, they watch, okay? And so don't get discouraged, because I have to encourage some people. One particular producer was upset. They were so upset. They had to go to bed because they was dead upset. I said, don't be that upset. It will be other guests that we will get up on this show. Don't be upset, okay? Don't be upset, because one was so angry. I said, don't be upset. We will get these guests, okay? All right. Okay, I just want to say that. All right. Now, we talked about the game. Let's go on another topic. All right. Glory, glory, glory. I feel it. I feel it this morning. Let's go to T.I. and Tiny. Now, T.I. already lost. He's not going to be on the movie. What movie? It was a movie that he's supposed to be on that they're saying, no, he can't be on this movie. Let me see if I can get the name of that movie. And pretty much they're getting sued by Sabrina. And also, too, it's an attorney. He claimed that he's getting phone calls from across the country of victims, and he's encouraging that the New York 8-Man, that movie, they don't want to deal with T.I. because of the sexual allegations, sexual assault allegations, sexual harassment allegations. And now is an attorney saying, hey, he wants the New York Attorney General to investigate T.I. and Tiny. The accusers, when I tell you, it is just heating up. And this is what I want to say. This is why I tell people, and this is what messed up with T.I. and all of this stuff. You got to be careful doing all of these freaky deaky stuff without paperwork, without having your I's dotted, T's crossed. Because what I think now, baby, they getting up talking. They saying all type of stuff. This is why you got to be careful who you invite in your inner circle. Y'all invited that clout chaser, and she probably told her, no, we don't want you no more. We want Shekinah. We don't want you no more. Now this woman have started just a whole tsunami of just mess for T.I. and Tiny. Really a mess. And now, my opinion in this situation, can I tell y'all my opinion? There's more than one accuser. It's more than one. Because when my research, when I was reading, it was an attorney. He said he's getting emails and all that. This dude need a special prosecutor need to investigate Tiny and T.I. and Tiny. That needs to be investigated. What they need to do in governor and state of Georgia, what they need to do, they need to have a prosecutor to investigate all of these allegations, period. And T.I., they should be the ones to lead it and say, hey, why don't you get an investigator to investigate us? They need to investigate. Because let me tell you this, because this situation of all what's going on, they should come out and say, we open ourselves up. We have nothing to hide. Let an independent investigator investigate us going all the way back and to clear their name. But unfortunately, if their name do be clear, it will still be people thinking, my God, it will still be people thinking that they have change and whips and putting drugs in people's drinks without them knowing it. People still will have that in their mindset. Why? Because that lie, if it is a lie, it travels so much further than the truth. And then you had Shekinah coming out. She did all that talking. And yeah, you was the one that did this. And you was the one, and you did, and she was doing all that talking, confirming some of Sabrina's allegations. And now this is a whole mess. And this is why you have to be very careful when you have people around you. And T.I. did not do a good job. This is why I got the picture focus on T.I. Because T.I., when he got to talking, he said he got to talking and it didn't make any sense. He should have had his publicist did it. What they should have did, then respond to it, had the publicist talk and get some investigation. But now it's just out there. And I feel for T.I. and Tiny. I do. But if you did this, y'all need to be brought up on charges. If you drug someone without their knowledge, if they say, hey, I'm going to come on, we want to do this threesome, and you put some in a drink without them knowing it for they can be under the influence, that is illegal. They can agree all day to say they want to do a threesome, but if they did not agree to put drugs in their drinks, you can't do that. And so that is why I say they should be investigated. They should pause the show. Every movie, every deal, every situation that they had coming out, they should pause it all, because we have to see in this situation if they're guilty or not guilty. We got to see it. Now, people that I was talking to all day, most people were saying, wow, this ain't nothing new. We have heard these rumors in Georgia. When you talk to people in Georgia, I mean, when you talk to some subscribers that live in Georgia, right? They said, Wiley, this ain't nothing new. We have always heard something very suspicious of them doing these things. See, I don't live in Georgia. Okay. I got family that is from Georgia, Millersville, Georgia, Atlanta, so many parts of Georgia. My roots come from Georgia. My grandmother was born in Georgia. My uncle was born in Georgia. I have an aunt that lives in Georgia. But when I spoke to some Georgians, some Georgia producers, they will tell me, Wiley, this is nothing new when it comes to T.I. and Tiny. We have always saw them rumors they be having those escapades. I remember when we had a conversation when who was that? When Tasha K did a live, she talked about them having those escapades, inviting all of them people on her show, inviting all them people to come on her show. And she said they would do all this stuff in their bedroom. Many people thought Tasha K was lying. They said, Tasha K, you ain't telling the truth, blah, 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 blah. And then it all came out. So I really feel for that. But I want to ask what my people got to say in the chat. Press 1 if you believe the allegations is true against T.I. and Tiny. Press 2, you don't believe these allegations. I want to know what the people got to say. Press 1, you believe in the allegations. Press 2, you do not believe it. I want y'all to be really, really honest. I want to see where y'all headspace is at this morning. Press 1, you believe it. Press 2, you don't believe it. Wow. Look at that. Okay, we got a couple of 2s, but it's mostly 1s in this chat. Mostly 1s in this chat. Okay, it's a couple of 3s because I have no idea. Some of you say I have no idea. Okay, it's like a split. All right. That is why I tell you people, whoa, glory, you got to be careful having all of that. I'm single. I don't be around nobody now. I keep out of trouble. It's just me, myself, and Vaseline, period. You stay out of a lot of trouble. You stay out of a lot of trouble. That's all it is. Me, myself, and Vaseline. That is it. That is it. Somebody said, do you check your DMs? Yes, I check my DMs all the time. There we go. Okay. All right. All right. Y'all hear that? He cheated. That's why I believe it. Is Tasha doing the Survivor Series? I don't know. Now, what I do know for this, I don't know if they tried to give Tasha K some hush money. And I don't want to put no rumors out there. I don't know if they tried to give Tasha K some hush money, But something in my spirit feel like she was offered something. Now, I didn't have a conversation with Tasha K. I'm not putting out a rumor, or did I just put out a rumor? But I think that Tasha K was offered something from T.I. and Tiny. Now, I don't know what she was offered. I don't know if they trying to tempt her with the idea that we could produce this podcast for you, but I don't really hear her really talking about T.I. and Tiny like that. So I don't know if she was offered something. I don't know. But last time I checked, she was at the T.I. and Tiny studio, you know, the Expeditiously podcast. I don't know if they trying to hush her up with the idea that we can give you this podcast, we can finance your podcast or something, or we give you some hush money. I really, really don't know. But something in my spirit saying that she was offered something. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna have to call her. I don't know if she'll give me the tea now, because I don't call Tasha K. Many people would say that I call her every day. I don't. I rarely will get on the phone with Tasha. It's a very rare occasion when we call, and I'm not gonna call her for this because she ain't gonna tell me. Hey, will you offer something? Will you? Girl, she gonna be like, Wiley, get off my line. She gonna be like, okay, Wiley. Man, okay. Well, speaking about Tasha K, let's put her on the screen. I don't know if y'all be able to see it. All right, so Tasha K, apparently, in the blogs, I want to say Hot 97, I think on the Breakfast Club, or I think a radio show, Facebook post we're talking about this interview that Tasha K is brewing up that she got with Soulja Boy, I think ex-girlfriend, because Tasha K released this on the blogs, and Nina Riley tells all. Nina Riley says Soulja Boy kicked her in the stomach while pregnant and caused a miscarriage. So we're gonna definitely break that video down and talk about it. But I didn't get a chance to see it, and I'm on her Patreon. I didn't get a chance to see. I was so getting over this cold. But once I watch it, we will come back later on today. We will definitely speak about it later on today, about that interview, and I'm gonna get her permission. Let me ask her before I'm able to do it. Let me ask her, because I like to ask her before. Is it on YouTube, or is it? Let me make sure. Is it on YouTube? Because if it's not on YouTube yet, it got to be on YouTube. Is it on YouTube or is it on Patreon? I always get her permission. Okay. I always get her permission to do it, to review it before I talk about it. I get her permission first. It's on YouTube now. No, it's the preview. It's the preview on YouTube. Let me see if I can get her permission to review it. If she say yes, let me see. All right. I asked her. Let me see what she say. Yeah. All right. Because I always ask her before is it on YouTube now? Well, somebody says it's on YouTube. Give me a second. No, it's the full. I'm talking about the full interview. No, this is just a snippet. I ain't talking about the snippet. I'm talking about the full. Yeah. I'm talking about the full interview. All right, the full interview. It's not on there. I said the full interview. The entire 2-part is on YouTube. Where is that? No, it's not. The full interview is not on YouTube. I'm looking right at it. See, some of y'all got to be caught up too. I told y'all. We talk about right now. Is that on YouTube yet? That's why I asked her, can I review it? If she tell me no, then I gotta wait to come out and be public. Because I could break it down, review it, and stuff like that. Because some of y'all ain't over there on the Patreon, but I'm on the Patreon. But I always get her permission. Anytime I review it, like she gave me the permission to talk about the what's his name? What's her name? Jaguar Wright. She gave me the permission to talk about it, and I got the permission. Let me bring Jaguar Wright picture up there. Give me a sec, because I think she blocked me on Instagram. Who cares? Who cares that she blocked? But let's bring both their pictures up for a second. So Jaguar Wright is traveling now. She want to go in front of Storm Monroe house. Name to me these people talking about it, because now they just think this is pathetic. I'm like, now she's trying to find what Storm Monroe said. And I've reached out to somebody that is a producer in the industry. They said this woman spending out all this permission, all of this light, all of this energy into finding these bloggers' houses. She could be putting out a fire album. All of this energy in the car, stanking up the car seats, literally traveling here and there. And you could be in the studio making a fire album and releasing it to the audience. You trying to find this person's house, that person's house, in the car. That husband saw it, because if I was married to a Jaguar Wright, I wish I would never be married to a Jaguar Wright. I'm going to say that for the record. But if I was, we'd be in the studio trying to make a money. We'll be on there trying to make a channel. We'll be doing good. When I look at Tokyo Tony, I said Tokyo Tony and then she ain't getting no views like that. Tokyo Tony, she trying to become a YouTuber. Did you see them folks? Tokyo Tony, you only good when somebody's interviewing you, when you spilling tea, but you don't got that type of personality to make people indulge in it. And I went over there, I looked at that YouTube channel and went to sleep. I went over there. She tried to. It is not easy being a YouTuber. I've seen plenty of celebrities get behind this camera and they stop doing it because they ain't getting no views. It is not easy being a blogger, being a content creator, coming out here, putting that camera on, speaking in the mic. Ain't easy. And people ain't really watching it like that. And then you team it up with people that don't like Tasha. You should have just teamed up with people that you should just team up with Tasha, let Tasha in KB Studios help you out, help you with direction. But ain't nobody checking that unless your daughter is on there, unless we see your daughter, what's her name? Black China. But we're not that too much concerned about that. And I saw your tape, Tokyo Tony. I did. I seen your tape. And it wasn't all that. I saw the tape. I'm going to just say the tape because I don't want to be thrown out of the algorithm. I'm going to say the tape. Hashtag the tape. So the tape. We saw the tape and she leaked it. I believe Tokyo Tony leaked the tape, allegedly. Now, with the tape, she thought that was going to go humongous, like viral and just wake up the internet, break the internet. No. It didn't break the internet. Like, people don't care. People tapes get released all the time. You're not an A-list celebrity. You're not an A-list celebrity. So no one cares that you released the tape. Yeah, she released the tape, and I said she leaked this to get some attention. Did y'all see the tape? How many of y'all saw the tape? How many of y'all saw the tape? I saw it, I wasn't that impressed. And I said, Black China body look like that. Oh, whoa, whoa. All right, here we go. We're going to move on. So I didn't get a response from Tasha, but if she give me the response today, we will watch it and break that down. But anywho, I forgot it's probably early out there in Georgia. Let's go to a different one. All right, we talked about that. Let's get into Jonathan Wright. All right, we froze. We back. Give me a second. Refresh. Because StreamYard is acting up. Let me know when you come in the comments. Press 1. We're going to get it to Jonathan Wright. Okay, we back. Okay. It froze. Okay. All right. All right. Can y'all see me? All right, can y'all see me? Let me know if y'all. Oh, we can be good now. All right. Now this brother that's on the screen got arrested. Now, at first, Jonathan, every for stealing a ring light. And I said, let me find out that Dallas County boring like that, getting somebody arrested for a ring light. So we kept on getting information. So apparently, this young brother got arrested because he did not return the car. Jonathan Wright said his arrest was the result of a misunderstanding and that he'll be released soon. That's what he told the neighborhood talk. They said right here, neighbors, earlier we shared a screenshot of Jonathan Wright recent arrest that is linked to a warrant that was issued after he allegedly neglected to return a rental car. And that's to say rental car. And I told somebody this. I said, I don't think it's for a ring light. Because somebody kept saying, why did you hear about a ring light? I said, a ring light don't cost that much money for you to be getting arrested for that. That's just some petty stuff. That's petty. Like that's real petty. So the guy that he allegedly took the ring light, he up that block. See, I don't play around. It's the principal thing. And that wasn't even the case. It came out because he didn't return a rental car. Because I guess he liked the rental car. Most of these people that we follow, they be in rental cars. That's why I tell folks, don't be so upset. Here you is crying because you ain't got a Lamborghini or a Range Rover. All them type of cars, and there's most of that stuff is rented. I have a friend that's in LA right now. What kind of car is he driving? Some expensive car, but it's rented. He don't own it. Now I could be somewhere crying like, I wish I was in LA, had a car like that. Yeah, just go and rent it. It's rented. So a lot of times these people be leasing cars, and there's nothing wrong with leasing. But I thank God that I paid off a car because I don't want to have to get that return because you ain't paid payments on a car that you leasing. Don't be upset that you doing all that. You got to return people cars. If your car break down, which they're saying his car broke down and he had to get a loaner car, he didn't want to return the loaner. You got to return people back their cars. They will put a warrant out for your arrest. You got to pay your bills. You got all the monkeys in your house. This ain't no slur. He literally got monkeys in his house. He pet monkeys in his home. And you literally not paying your bills. Like, come on now. You do too many of these celebrity wigs and hair for you not to be paying stuff. This should not be a problem for you. You got to know how to manage your funding. See, a lot of people know how to manage social media. A lot of them know how to manage an image, but they don't know how to manage their finances. There's a lot of folks out here that do not. They be just as famous. When you look at their finances, their finances is a hot mess. But you can't beat them putting on a 30-piece inch, 30 inches of weave. You can't beat them slaying you with the wigs. But their finances is so out of order. They hiding for the repo man. But yet they verified on Twitter. Yet they verified on Instagram, but they hiding for the repo man. You know that. You know something wrong with you. You hide for the repo man and you famous. That's pathetic and it's sad. You don't want to return people rental car. Here you rented a car from Enterprise and you hide in the car. That ain't your car. That's Enterprise car. That ain't the devil. Go return them people back their cars. Okay? Now, I don't know why he have the monkeys as pets. I don't understand that. And that's a very expensive to do that. And you mean to tell me you ain't do that? Paid up, so you ain't have to go to jail for that. That's just unnecessary. And then Agent Dog, you hush up. Shut up. In this case, don't y'all be talking about him being in jail. Y'all need to hush. That's my brother. Girl, you just doing that for clout so you can get you a free wig. You don't care nothing about Jonathan Wright. You only speaking because he know how to do your hair, and you want him to remember you windmill it for him so he can put you on a new wig. That's why you speak it. When you famous and go to jail, people gonna make fun of you. If I go to jail today or tomorrow or next week, my mugshot ain't gonna go viral. Yes, it is, because I am a public figure. So of course people gonna make jokes about him. Of course, it's going to be funny. They're going to make memes. They're going to make this. They're going to make that. It's It happens when it goes that way. It was somebody just recently talking about they're gonna get an Emmett Till. They're gonna get an Emmett Till emoji, and they're gonna have somebody say Emmett Till throwing some emoji, just making fun of Emmett Till because they're trying to make fun of me, but they're insulting the ancestor. And they say they're gonna do that, but these same people that say they don't watch our show. I told, and so that's what I'm saying. People gonna make fun of you. They still make fun of me to this day. To this day, they still make fun of you. Still make fun of me of my problems, and then you just have to live with it. If I get arrested tomorrow, you think these people ain't gonna post it on their YouTube channels? You think these folks ain't gonna post it on their YouTube channels if I get arrested today? It would be on so many of these YouTube channels. If I get arrested today, especially in Dallas County, Harris County, Denton County, any type of county, it would be on a lot of YouTube channels. Everybody out there be breaking it out with my mugshot, breaking it down, and everything like that. They wouldn't even try to see, well, what was he arrested for? They ain't gonna try to break that down. They're gonna make a joke. Talking about don't drop the soap and don't do that. It's like it's really crazy. So of course they was gonna make fun of Jonathan Wright. It is what it is. So we did get to, and John, just pay your bills, bro. Like, this was unnecessary. You didn't have to get arrested. Return them folks their car. You must have had that car for a long time for them to go to the police, file charges, and for the DA to be like, okay, you can put a warrant out for his arrest and you can arrest him. You must have had that car for a long time. You must have that car for a long time. All right. So yes, I'm reading the comments. They'll be all over if I were to get arrested. So and the reason why I say that is because you won't be exempt, because you are a public figure. That's kind of how you know how big you is when you have this is when you test your growth and how big you becoming. When something bad happened to you, see who all talk about it. That's when you can see who all view you, and you get their honest opinion when you going through something. When you get arrested, that's when you see who really for you, brothers and sisters, and that's when you see who really against you. Okay? That's when you see who's really for you, and that's when you see who's really against you. When you go through something like that, just watch. Just watch. And he said the issue is currently being resolved by legal counsel and he will soon be released. Jonathan maintains his innocence in this matter and will continue to focus on growth in his career. He looks forward to sharing with everyone that he has in store. And we definitely going to pray for him. We definitely going to pray for the brother that he get out, because I've been in Dallas County Jail. It's ridiculous. They could have kept me in Carrollton Jail, because Carrollton Jail was much better. They had the grandma cookies in there, very attractive. Well, it was more attractive men in Dallas County. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest with you. They could have kept me in Carrollton Jail. It wasn't that crowded. It was really, it was nice compared to as being in jail. You know what I'm saying? A lot of white people was in there. It wasn't too many of us, black folk. Soon as I went to Dallas County, the hood, it ain't easy, man. It ain't easy. And I was in there for just one night. I was in there for just one night, and it was rough. It was really rough. I understand that in jail, but it was, if I had a choice, it would have been Carrollton Jail versus Dallas County Jail. I already know, but when I looked at those men, when I looked at those men that was in Dallas County Jail, oh, Bashata, Uba Bahaya. When I looked at those men, all type of shades of men, it's hard to leave that straight. Man, I never seen no man ever looking like that. I never seen it before. And so I was like, whoo, wow, really? Okay. Never seen that before. Okay. And this is what we got. Okay. Before we move on and open up the phone lines, if anybody want to call in, Let me blow my nose because of the simple fact that we are definitely got better with the cold and stuff like that. We're not as way, but we have a number where you can text the Wiley Show to 833-760-1691. When you text the Wiley Show, no spaces, all together, and when we go live, you will never miss another live. You would never miss another live. So again, if you want to be notified when we go live, text the Wiley Show, no spaces, to 833-760-1691. Sounds so much better. Thank you. Because it was rough. Man, I was I was coughing and coughing and coughing, drinking tea, drinking something that's hot. I'm trying to, my inhaler. I was taking my cough medicine. I was sleeping. I was really, going through it with this. I'm saying? I'm getting much, much better. And yesterday I had a live schedule, but I wasn't feeling my best last night. So I said, let me cancel last night live and I come and do a morning live because I couldn't do it last night. I was unwell. That's why it's like a young grandpa. Same story. His same stories are always entertaining. Yes, whenever you decide to go live, thank you. Some of y'all are signing up. I get the notification when you sign up on the text list, and this would be so much easier. So anytime we go live, you would definitely get the notification. Let me see if we can open up the phone lines. Let's see if blogs are working today, because I know it didn't work yesterday. I don't know what's going on. We canceled it, so we got like 2 more weeks on this program, and then we just go using our cell phone because I can't keep paying for something that don't work. All right. What I look like paying $40 a month for a service, and if it don't work, come on now. So let me do this right quick. Give me a second, you guys. I'm gonna open up just in case we want to get any callers in queue. So yeah, because I was looking, I said, man, this phone line ain't been working for a week now. And I called somebody else. They said it wasn't working. I listened to somebody else's show that used the same service. It wasn't working. So let's see if it's gonna work. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Give me a second, you guys. Let me open it up. Let me see if it's gonna work. Do not forget, tomorrow is T.S. Madison Day. Her show come out, the T.S. Madison Experience. We will be reviewing that show every single week. Okay, I think she got 6 episodes, so every
your show
week
now, press 1 to hear important instructions.
Your show is scheduled to start in 20 seconds.
On our YouTube channel. So everybody that's out there, we will be reviewing that show. Okay? They're the T.S. Madison Experience.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Okay, it's working. Okay. All right. So let me put. All right, it's working. Okay, it's working today. Let me put the number in there. If anybody want to call in. All right. Yes, yes, yes. It is working today. Yes, 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 yes. So if anybody want to call in, speak on the subject, I did get permission from our dear sister Tasha K, so we can review the episode. So I'm gonna watch it on Patreon, and I'm gonna come back later on today and review that interview. I went over to Station. Is that every day? Yes, yes. We will be going on Station today. So I will not be watching it. I'd rather watch Pain. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got a lot of people that say they will watch it. And so we it's a lot of folks that told me today. I spoke to yesterday, said they're gonna watch the show and they're ready for the show. So I talked to a lot of people that's part of the Maddie Mob. They said they're gonna watch the show. And I've been watching her press run. So I was like, I'm here for it. I am definitely here for it. So I am here for it. Okay. Now the phone lines is working. So if anybody want to call in, you can call in. But I will be reviewing the show. And like I said, if you're not going to watch the show, I understand you have every right if you're not going to watch it. It is what it is. If you say, hey man, I ain't watching that show, I don't care who gonna be on that show. Because you get people that speak so negative. I don't watch that because a lot of folks mad because they ain't on the show. They ain't on the show. So so a lot of folks is upset because they ain't part of the show. So that's why they ain't watching it. But it's so much that I am gonna be watching the show. 7714, calling you on air.
Wiley.
Hey, you live on the Wiley
Show.
Show.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Okay. I'm calling in with a friendly debate on something you said. Okay, about the mask. I'm in Houston, Texas. Okay, a lot of people have not researched that mask stops the oxygen from flowing to your brain properly, which in turn lower your immune system. While I'm not saying the coronavirus don't exist, it do exist. I believe that it's really something like a common cold or the flu or the pneumonia. While I have not been wearing the mask this whole time. In the beginning, when it first happened, let me put on a mask. Well, my nose started running like a water fountain, not mucus, but just straight like water. So that would make me research. And that's when I learned about what a mask does to you. I have built up my immune system since Harvey. Me, my family, my kids. I don't wear a mask anywhere. I go to Walmart, HEB, and if it was so deadly, I would be sick. It's all about your immune system. If you have a strong immune system and you come in contact with the coronavirus, then your body will fight it off. Another thing that I never understand people in, okay, they say put on a mask. Wiley, what about your eyes? What about your pores? The virus not gonna go into your eyes or go into your pores?
Mm-hmm. Well,
and then when you go to a restaurant,
I've sat with folks that talk like you talk, and they're battling with the coronavirus right now. They wasn't wearing masks. They were still going to church. They were still having prayer, and 90% of the congregation right now is with the COVID. My grandmother didn't wear no mask. Ask me where she at right now, in the hospital battling COVID.
Well, was she building up her immune system? Probably the difference with me, with the people you're talking about. I have been building up my immune system, though, since Harvey, not since the coronavirus. I've been building up my immune system since the Harvey situation. We don't eat properly. We don't take in a lot of herbs. I take in a lot of herbs, and I eat 80% healthy. I'm not going to say 100%, but and then if you got mucus, you got to get that mucus out of you. I don't wear that mask, and I'm not sick, and I haven't worn a mask since April of last year. But at the same time, I take my herbs, I take my zinc, I take my cumin, my black pepper, my turmeric. I take a lot of stuff, my olive leaf that Tasha is on her little thing. That thing is expensive, $100. When I tell you I faithfully buys that for me and my husband, I take a lot of nettle. You got to take stuff, honey and lemon. You got to take stuff to keep your immune system built up. And I'm 52 years old.
Amen to that. And that is truly a blessing, because that you didn't contract it. And like I said, I'm just preaching the fact of wearing a mask, social distance. I've worked in healthcare, and that's one of the key ways to prevent you from getting it, and just to lower the transmission from one person to the next is wearing a mask, washing your hands, and also eating right. You're right about that. You both eat right, make sure you getting the right proteins, the right vitamins, etc. But if you get the virus and you didn't wear a mask, you gonna feel some type of way. Because I've seen people that's who was that? I can't think of his name. He plays in Special Victims Unit. He's one of the detectives there. His grandfather or his father-in-law, Ice-T father-in-law, got the virus. And he didn't believe in wearing a mask. He said, I ain't wearing no mask. It ain't real. Boom. He ended up in the hospital with the virus. Look at Herman Cain. Herman Cain went to a whole rally. People when nobody wearing no mask. Where he at now? He's gone in the afterlife. He passed away. So that virus is real. Our president, or our former president, didn't believe in wearing a mask. He had contracted it. His son contracted it. His wife contracted it. So you had to be very cautious going out there wearing a mask. Now, I do think that you probably don't be just out in the clubs, out everywhere. You be in a lot of crowded places. So that helps out a while too. I don't think you out in a crowded place with 30 people, 100 people ain't wearing a mask.
No, I'm a grandma. I go to HEB, Walmart, Kroger's, and I come on home.
Yeah. So it's like, I see that. So you ain't out like in the club and here over to this slumber party and all that. But thank you so very much, ma'am. You stay healthy, my dear sister.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Bye-bye. Where we at? 7441, caller, you on air.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, go ahead, sir.
I got to agree with that last caller.
Okay.
Now, not everything, but about 85% of what she said was on point. I am type 2 diabetic, and when the virus hit and they said people with underlying conditions were highly susceptible to getting it and possibly dying, I was scared to death. And I had to take a moment and analyze the situation and learn as much about it that was possible. Now, Corona was new to the government. That means the people that's giving me information was pretty much guessing because they didn't know. And one thing that has existed for several million years is the human being. And I saw popping vitamin C, doing everything it took to build my immune system. Listen to me. It got so bad, YouTube would flag people for even mentioning vitamin C or boosting your immune system on your own, because the agenda of this new vaccine is being promoted heavily. Why would I take a vaccine from the very people that conducted the Tuskegee experiment, gave thousands of black men syphilis on purpose? This same government, Johnson & Johnson, why are they allowed to come up with a vaccine when they gave millions of people cervical cancer by not exposing what talcum powder does to the reproduction area? I mean, black people got to quit being so naive.
But we should also
hanging on to
I hear that it's a historical fact of what you're speaking on, but it also black scientists. I think we also should listen to our black scientists, listen to people that is in that arena, and because there's so many people that's offering the vaccine. You got Moderna, Johnson & Johnson. It's another company. I think it's so many. It's different companies with the vaccine, and that's just going to open up a whole debate. I think even Wendy Williams came out and she said, "Hey, she ain't taking a vaccine." She said she didn't even take the flu vaccine. But what we do know is that you got to be cautious out here with this virus. You just can't be out here all willy-nilly with a virus out here. Now, I do know that. I think we all can agree on that.
Okay, that's true. We'll peep this game out, Wiley. A couple weeks ago when Tasha K and Michelle from the A dropped a couple dollars in your Cash App, the first thing you did was run to the club. Now you sitting up here coughing and barking like a seal.
I don't go to the club, sir. I don't do clubs.
No, you went to the. Okay, where you lied where you lied on your lie, because you said you went to the club. And I said, damn, Wiley got broke off so hard on Cash App, he went and splurged.
That ain't what you did. I have not been to the club. Okay.
Well, you may have AIDS from Rico. You boo-booed.
Oh, come on now. Now, how you talk about all that time you bring it up? Child, we're going to the next caller. 9582, caller, you on air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just called to tell you that I'm so glad you're okay from
Thank
what
you.
happened, Sunday. And yesterday night you were supposed to go live, but something happened. I'm just glad you're doing okay.
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm doing much, much, much better now. And like I said, even with this, dealing with this, we're in a pandemic. So you got to be very cautious out here. And you have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yep.
I, bronchitis, what the doctor was saying. So I didn't just go outside and just all outside, going out there for a run. You in the house, you're trying to get better. You have to understand that it's a virus out there. Period, point blank. Let's even go back when HIV was so rampant and AIDS was so rampant. What did it say? Stop. They didn't really know about it, but did a lot of people die from it? A lot of people died. You know what I'm saying? So now we have to take heed to what we are. Now we have more information now about the virus than we did last year. Because I think last year they really didn't know. But I think we got a lot more information. And I do know this, that we have to be very careful going outside without wearing a mask. I was looking at Erica Banks. Erica Banks was there in this room. She's on the table with another artist on the table. It's a group of like 50, 60 people in the room with no mask. Saucy Santana just performed in Dallas, no mask. Hundreds of people in there, no mask. Saucy Santana ain't got on mask. Erica Banks didn't have on a mask. And it's a virus still out. Now, let's just say if they get the virus, what they did what? I don't even think they would tell people that they got the virus because they're going to be so embarrassed that they went out to the club without wearing a mask.
Yep. I'm just glad you're okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. All right. 9383, Carly. 9363, Carly on air.
Hi, Wiley. Hey. It's Opinionated. How you doing?
Doing fine. Now, you're calling in and you actually had the Rona.
That's why I was calling in.
Okay,
me and my husband, we will be doing a show on Thursday on my channel telling more about it. But this is what I want to say to everybody. Please wear your mask. It's different variants out there. Wiley, I hadn't been out of my house. First of all, since the virus happened, my husband would go to work on post with soldiers. Soldiers are required to wear the mask, but it is not enforced because the soldiers, they send them home, quarantine, they come back to work. A lot of them get it, but he enforced it. He goes out every day for a year since this has happened, because it had almost been like a year time frame. The man hadn't been sick, wears his mask, does everything. Me, I work from home. Everything I do is in the home. So I hadn't been out of my house in 3 months. Last time I had went was to go to my doctor's appointment. A coronavirus came in my home via my husband's clothes. We were sitting here joking on my birthday, and I was like, let me take your temperature. You always hollering, you're cold, you're cold. Now, granted, we're both very, very healthy people. And I followed all the virus guidelines. I didn't go outside unless I had to. He would only go to work, pick up stuff from Walmart and come back home. If he'd pick up stuff on the way and come home. And I was joking with him. I said, Kevin, let me take your temperature. I took his temperature. It was 99.8. Right? Mm-hmm. So 5 minutes later, I took it again. It was 101 point something.
Wow.
I didn't forgot the point on that one, and I was like, oh my God. And he just jumped up out of bed because he's one of the higher ranking supervisors on his job. And they all get tested every morning. And he was like, hold up. And he just started making phone calls, So the next morning he got up, he scheduled his appointment at the VA to get his corona test. That's my birthday. On my birthday, I found out my husband had corona.
Wow.
The next day I got tested. I had corona, and the symptoms at first is very mild, but you will have a fever. You cannot break for nothing. And it makes you kind of feel funny. You could get it lowered, but you won't break it. But then after that, it gets worse by the day. And I had even spoke to you. I was like, oh, it felt better when I kind of screamed, which it did. But if you don't talk a lot, you know, and it's just me and my husband in the house quarantining, then it gets in your lungs. And what is called is the COVID pneumonia. And everybody gets it with COVID-19. The thing was, we was in here taking black elderberry. We was taking the cumin and the turmeric. We were taking sea moss. We was taking everything. And I religiously take it all. I take every vitamin you want to think of. I take it. And I was giving it to him. And he came sit on the side of me. He was like, Terry, I need to go to the hospital. And for that man to holler, he needed to go to the hospital, Wiley, a person who don't get sick, I knew it was serious. Now, here's the kicker of how they come get you. Do you remember the movie with the monkey? What was that? Outbreak? They make you sit outside, and that's how they pick you up. They will not go in your house. You have to have a mask on. You better have your bags packed, and they pick you up outside, and they walk you to the ambulance. And from there, you know, you still have to be careful, because I had my husband was in a private hospital. When I got admitted to the VA hospital. Now, the VA hospital had the regimen. They had to follow the same regimen of what they gave President Donald Trump. Every medication they gave them, and they even, if you still didn't recover from that, they give you the COVID antibody plasma from people who have had COVID. In the private hospital, they wasn't treating my husband. They was only giving him antibiotics and steroids. Whereas me, I went in, and 5 days later, I was out. But 2 hours later, I was in handcuffs. And I was in handcuffs because I was trying to figure out what was going on with my husband. Because I had no idea. They didn't tell me nothing. Even though I had my medical power of attorney in my hand, those people did not care. You know what they did? They arrested me. Well, they didn't arrest me. They put me in handcuffs and they walked me out to my car. The police refused to arrest me, but they would not tell me nothing. And they had gave my husband 3 hours to live. They hadn't put him on a ventilator, which is called life support. And people don't realize a ventilator is life support. When it's that bad, it's that bad. And I was like, look at me. You know, I was like, look at me. I went in, I had the same thing. In fact, it was starting to affect my heart because my ECGs kept coming out irregular. I said, look at me, ma'am. I said, I went in the VA hospital. They gave me all the things. 5 days later, I walked out. And that's, to me, it's nothing but God guiding the doctors to do their job. So what I did is they wouldn't talk to me. The police escorted me home, made sure I got home because I still had my band on. I was only out 2 hours. And the next day, every doctor in the world was calling my phone. I got my husband transferred to the VA Medical Center, and they had to give him the plasma antibodies. I didn't have to get it, but he had it. He got it. And when I tell you 10 days later, that man was up and he just started recovering. And, you know, it made the doctors really happy. A lot of people was coming up in there, even the head of the hospital, the director of the hospital, because they needed to lay eyes on him and see him because like they said, they felt they were doing something right. He was a success case because most people that come in on the ventilator do not come off of it. And that's how near death my husband was. So I heard each and every caller that called in and said what they said. And I say to you, COVID has gotten worse from when it first came out. You better thank God every day that you are still breathing. Continue to do what you're doing. But I tell everybody, wear your mask. Yes. Don't play with it because it walked through my door to me, Wiley. it walked in my house to me via my husband's clothes. It depends on, and like you said, it could have been a person that coughed on him. It could have been anything. You don't know when your body comes in contact with it. You got to get tested, and you don't know who out there have it, because you can't look at a person and see if they're sick. So stop playing with it. Don't play with this. This is not a joke.
It's not a joke, and you experience it. And I'm so happy that one number God, by the grace of God, that your husband and yourself, y'all are here. Y'all still here, alive. How are you doing today? How are you and your husband doing today?
We're doing better. The thing that my husband has been dealing with is, you know, he's a man that always wants to know. And he, you know, it's still hitting him that he was on a ventilator for 12 days. It still messes with him that he didn't know he was that close to death. And Wiley, when I tell you every single evil type of thing came at me during the time when me and my husband was down the most, it did. But, you know, that's my testimony. And we're here to live through it today to say, nothing, stop that. So you better have a strong faith in God and a strong faith in the fact that you can get through anything by being a believer in God. And I am a true believer, and in our ancestors. And last but not least, because I know I took up a lot of your time, I want to thank Tasha K. Tasha K sent me a bottle of olive leaf extract. I am a true testimony in this. After COVID, Wally, it's this feeling of it's just this overwhelming sensation of always being jittery and prickly, and it feels like something is pricking you all the time. And you go through moments where you still lose your taste. But COVID, it takes 90 days to get out your system. 90 days, up to 6 months, you could still test positive for COVID. And you still deal with the symptoms. But I took the olive leaf as soon as I got it. And when I say you felt it coursing through your veins, that was something I had never felt before. But it knocked out the little side effects that I was having from COVID, because that's another thing people don't realize. After COVID, you have so many side effects. It kind of like keys in on little things that you have a problem with, and it exacerbates it.
Yeah, and when I was researching, so many people, they were dealing with the aftershock. You know, they can't walk like they used to. They don't have the energy like they used to. Those that went through it. So this is new. So I'm just glad that you're doing great. I'm glad your husband is doing great right now.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for even calling in. And despite all that you've been through, you still here standing, and you were able
That's right.
to call in. So I want to say thank you so much for that, opinionated, and you did good. So the olive leaf extract, so that actually works. That olive leaf extract.
Well, I tell you, send it to your family.
Okay.
Because it helped with the after effects of COVID. Because when I tell you, it was hard to rest. It was hard to do anything, and you always felt like it was just something going on with you. And like I said, it takes the smallest things and it exacerbates it. But I took that, and I tell you, an hour or two later, I felt really well. And I haven't dealt with the losing of the taste anymore. And that's how I know it's really leaving my system. But that medication, the olive leaf tastes like crap, right? It is nasty. But when I tell you it really worked for the after the post-COVID effects that you have, it really works. It really do. I'm a true believer, and that is my testimony with olive leaf. In fact, I ordered me a bottle last night.
Well, we thank you so very much, keeping us updated on it. Thank you so much, opinionated.
Thank you, Wiley. Okay. You have a great day, and I hope you feel better.
Thank you.
Take some olive leaf.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
I want to read y'all this tweet from Governor Abbott. This is our governor here in the great state of Texas. I don't know if it's the great state. But anywho, let's read. He said, today announcement doesn't abandon safe practices. It said that Texas have mastered over the past year. Instead, it's a reminder that each person has a role to play in their own personal safety and the safety of others. With this executive order, we are ensuring that all businesses and families in Texas have the freedom to determine their own destiny. So what he's saying is, and I'm gonna show you good. Oh, thank you so much, Larry Reed. So what he said is that we're gonna take the power away from us. I don't want to deal with this. Y'all do what y'all got to do. If y'all get it, y'all get it. Y'all don't, y'all don't. I'm gonna leave it up to the people, and that's sad because there needs to be some type of regulation when it comes to that. It needs to be some type of regulation. This is what I'm saying about my uncle, who's a pastor of a church. You allow your members to come there without wearing masks, and then your mother that is already had a stroke, that's unwell, you didn't put no policies in place to say, hey, y'all, because when you're a preacher, when you're a governor, especially when you have power. And when you misuse that power, and sometimes, in this case with the Texas, a lot of people, unfortunately, not going to make it. They're going to get the Rona. They're not going to wear no mask. Because they governor say, don't wear it. You don't have to wear it. Who cares? Open up at 100%. So now people going to think, oh, man, I don't feel, I can still go out to the club now. He said we could do it. And then you're going to see the hospitalization numbers go up. So it's really, really sad. So you guys, please social distance. Please wear your mask. And it's really sad. And I guarantee you, all the members of my family church, I guarantee you, they probably said, man, I wish I would have worn my mask. I wish I would have social distanced. But now suffering, all in the house got the virus. Everybody got the virus. People, it was one lady, she didn't even want to admit that she had the COVID. Her family had to say, please go to the hospital because she got to live with, you didn't want to wear no mask. Y'all saved, got the Holy Ghost, got power. And you still can get the Rona. I've known preachers that had the Holy Ghost. Well, they said they had the Holy Ghost, said they got power, said they love the Lord, and they died from the Rona. Look at what's going on with the COVID church. Look how many bishops they didn't lost. Look how many preachers they didn't lost. Look how many members there were. I was just watching the NOI. They had Savior's Day. The Nation of Islam just had Savior's Day. They did a whole memorial for all the members that they had lost due to COVID. And, you know, it's a special way you go through when someone died from the Muslim faith. You're supposed to wrap the body, but they couldn't even do that because of why? Because of Rona. So, people, it is real. So be very cautious out there. And this is why it is so important for you all, for us, everybody, to go out and vote, because when you have people in there with that mindset and think about that mighty dollar, that's the thing. So we're going to go to the phone lines. We got 3 callers in queue. Again, thank you, Larry Reed, for that. We go 8690, calling you on air. 8690.
Hey, this is hey, how you doing? This is Xavier Leon Williams. I think with Jonathan, he should have just returned the car, you know, because you cannot live before your means, you know what I'm saying? Because that's it, really. I appreciate you, man. You're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And he should have returned the car. Like, return people that car, it ain't yours. It's a moment.
Exactly. Because exactly. Because he could get a Mercedes Benz for like $30,000. You know, he could have paid it off like that. Because he do a lot of celebrity hair. So, you know.
Yeah, he do too much celebrity hair to be going through this. That just but thank you so much, brother, for calling in.
I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. 7714, last 4, 7714. You live on air.
Riley.
Hey, go and speak on it.
Okay. This is what I want. You know how you are passionate about wearing masks. I'm passionate about masks do more harm. Do you know, even with the mask, when you put that mask, most people don't have the correct mask on and that virus goes.
Nobody's wearing a mask. I don't know anybody that wear masks 24/7.
I drive by people that's wearing a mask in the car by themselves.
It doesn't matter. That's just precaution. Man, what we're talking about is precaution. That's what we're talking about. If you're going around, if you go into the store, wear a mask,
you realize
wash your
we've been breathing in viruses? We've been breathing in viruses. I want you to listen. I want you to listen to this. Just hear me out on this,
But you're not going to change my opinion about wearing masks. I work in healthcare. You have to wear a mask. There's nothing wrong with wearing a mask. There's nothing wrong with wearing a mask.
You work in healthcare. You know what a doctor told me?
What did the doctor tell you?
The doctor told me before this coronavirus came out, when people would come into the hospital with a common cold or the pneumonia, they would write down corona. Did you know that?
I don't know anything about that. What your doctor told. I don't know what the doctor.
That's why we want our people to. That's why I want our people to do more research.
Man, we have done the research. It's better to wear the mask.
People have not done the research.
Ma'am, we are doing the research.
When you telling people to wear masks,
it's nothing wrong with wearing a mask, ma'am. It's nothing wrong with wearing a mask.
It is.
I have plenty of people.
It's stopping. You know how many people that I know that wear masks say, "Tina, I can't breathe. I can't breathe in the mask."
I'm just telling you, sister, to wear a mask. You don't have to wear it.
I'm not wearing one. I'm not wearing one. I feel sorry for that lady that said that her husband, was sick and she got to get arrested.
Was sick with the
she said she take a lot of herbs and stuff. But one thing I want to know, do she drink and do she eat pork? Because if she eating that pork and eating that soul food and drinking, it's no use for taking the herbs. You laughing. It's laughing.
I'll hear you, man, but ma'am, I'm just telling the folks that you should wear a mask.
It's not good for us.
Ma'am, I'm just telling you that, in my humble opinion, according to the CDC and according to black scientists that I watch and black doctors that wear a mask.
You tell a black person the CDC
I even look at members of the Nation of Islam. They even wear masks.
Dr. Fox say don't wear a mask. Then he said wear a mask.
Because, you know that? Yes, and you know why when they first did it? Because because he did not want people to go to the store and do a panic and buy all the masks from the first responders.
Okay,
but that was updated on there, man. They said wear a mask.
You still got to wear a mask.
I would still say wear a mask. I would still say wear a mask. Even if you took the shot.
That's crazy.
I would still say wear the mask. It's about safety.
I don't take the flu shot. It's just like the flu or pneumonia. Some people catch it, some people don't.
Well, yeah, I just kind of disagree with you because I got family members that's battling with the COVID, and some of them didn't believe in wearing masks, and some is in the hospital right now going through it with the Rona.
And it's all about your immune. Okay. I go back to it's about your immune system.
I hear what you're saying,
it's about your immune system.
And we thank you for so much for calling in and telling us and educating us.
Thank you too. I'm still listening to you. Just a friendly debate. I'm still listening to you.
Thank you. That lady is triggered. It's the immune system. I ain't wearing my mask. I talked about she ain't talked to no doctor. I talked to my doctor. You know my doctor. Your doctor, that's a foolish doctor that I told you not to wear no mask. Anyway, let's go to the phone lines. 8550 caller, you on air.
Can you hear me, Wiley? This is Stephanie, the white trash lawyer in Texas.
Well, go ahead. Talk about
how you doing?
All right.
So I wanted to tell you, I wanted to tell everybody listening, that Governor Abbott he opened the state up and he did all these things, but the one thing in the emergency orders that he did not repeal or declare vacant or however you want to say it is the one dealing with inmates in pretrial detention in the county jails. He, as part of the emergency orders, he said that people who are accused of something violent, and it was a very, very broad category, or anyone who'd had a conviction for violence in the past, even if it was decades ago, was not entitled to a personal bond, and the judges were not allowed to release them on personal bond. And then he also said that they could not get any good time credit when they were in the jail, which means like it's typically 2 days for every 1 day, but it was at 1 for 1 if you had any kind of violence in your past or you were accused of something violent. And that is one of the very few things that he did not vacate when he decided yesterday to open up everything and go back to business as usual. I don't know what that has to do with Corona. I don't know how that stops coronavirus from spreading. I think it actually hurts because you have people who work there coming in and out. You have people who get arrested going in and out. And I think it actually, makes them much more likely to contract it. And then they go home eventually. And, if they go home while they still have it, they could give it to their family members or, whoever they're living with, anybody they come into contact with. And so, this is just nonsense. And unfortunately, the judges have not had the guts to stand up to him and declare it unconstitutional. In my opinion, it is unconstitutional. And so I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy of Governor Abbott in keeping this one thing out of, a very few things, this being one of the very few, in place while opening everything else up. And so I just want to remind everyone, I think other governors have done this. And, we just really need to think, even in states and, jurisdictions that haven't done something like this, just keep in mind that the prisoners are really suffering right now. And, we need to do better at making sure that people are not detained pre-trial if they don't absolutely have to be. And, because in times like this, it makes them very, very vulnerable. And so, and I think those of us in Texas, need to say something to Governor Abbott about this. And that's why I'm calling in, because I don't think that many people in Texas know that this is even happening. And so I just wanted to say that, because I know you live in Texas as well.
Yes.
And I hope a lot of, your viewers do. And so, I hope that we can, raise enough of a ruckus to make him get rid of this. I think that if a salon can open up, then people detained pre-trial can get out like normal, and he could get rid of that part of the emergency order. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say, and I thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, giving us that legal perspective. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, we got a lot of callers that's calling in this morning. The number is 646-716-8447. All right, 9867, call you on air.
Hey, good morning, Wiley and Chad. This is the voice from New York. I had to call in. How's everyone doing? So let's get into some things. So the last caller that was discussing about not wearing a mask, about this COVID stuff, first of all, that caller, I hope she never contracts COVID. Secondly, everyone should wear a mask. Your mask is protective, right? It protects you from so many different things. And although you may contract COVID, how your body responds is completely different from person to person. But if we can look at the data, mostly Black people were affected the most by COVID because we have certain comorbidities that made us more susceptible to COVID. Many people passed away, okay? So people to go out here or hunky-dory, living life to the fullest, which they can, still protect yourself, because we are still learning about this virus, and the virus is always mutated. And every time, and another thing is, we are the only ones who are not, when they finish the data with who took the vaccine, Black people are going to be the least amount of people who've taken the vaccine. So again, once this virus starts to mutate and stuff like that, most of us are going, the statistics, we're when it's done, we're going to have the high mortality because we're not the one that's taking the vaccine. And that's, everyone is different for not taking the vaccine, because of historically how they treat African Americans in medical history, which I completely understand. But a lot of these other individuals are coming to minority communities and making sure they sign up for the vaccine because they're ready to go and travel. Okay, what Texas is doing, I really believe population control. I feel like your governor is like, look, I don't care about everyone passing away. We're going to lift all the bans.
And then also, too, Texas, not to cut you off, is a very business-friendly state. Texas is about that dollar. and they're looking at the business side. Because if you look at the statement, oh, what about the small, people who can't get the jobs and the business? I do believe it could be that, and I know probably for a fact it's for that business. He want that money to come in this state. He don't want businesses to feel like, oh, Texas is too harsh on our business with these regulations.
Yes, exactly. Like I mean, I'm in the health field, okay? So when people are saying, oh, that's not true, blah, blah, blah. First of all, if you haven't seen anybody on a ventilator dying for this, you can have nowhere to talk about this. If you haven't heard people passing away closely, you have nothing to say about this. The thing is, people think this is a joke, okay? People have lost their jobs. People have lost their lives. Look what happened to the nursing homes when it came to this disease, right? Our governor had many elderly people who passed away from this. So this is a real thing. Not because you're not affected, that doesn't mean people around you are not affected. And this is the ignorance of American people. They feel like everyone just is so selfish. They think that everyone is immune to it, and that's not the case. You wearing a mask is because someone else may have an immunocompromised type of immune system, and that can prevent them from getting the disease, right? The same people who don't wear a mask are probably the same people who don't practice safe sex, okay? And I'm not even going to get into that conversation. With that said, I hope, once Texas open up, which is a big state, it's all about business, all about money. Your state, I'm not surprised because the red state, okay? So I'm definitely not surprised. I mean, look what Senator Cruz did when it came to the electricity, right? He just gone and, flew out to Mexico. So your state really don't care. But what's very much concerning is that you're gonna have a lot of people who's gonna take this as a free skate to not even practice safety, which is going to again probably kick off another type of high casualty rate. So we're trying to control it. If what we're trying to do, and we're still learning about it. Like, we just came from a president who didn't care about nothing.
That's true.
Okay, after we saw this virus shutting down in China, and we did nothing about it. Let's be clear of how deadly this disease is to a lot of American people and what it did to the economy. Actually, the economy stayed the same, right? As people were losing jobs, the stock market flew up. People became millionaires. Only people who suffer are those who are minorities. So let's not act like we're not the one who have the worst poor health care, who has the worst access to health care. Okay? And especially if you don't have private insurance and you're there on Medicaid, they'll let you pass away. I saw it. If I never advocated for certain patients, they don't care about you when you're in the hospital because the doctors also felt like they were being left alone. They also felt like they were stranded. Doctors were leaving and they were letting people pass away. And it was a big problem in New York City. So until you live that life, you cannot come in those comments and say all this mush mouth, conspiracy thing. I'm talking about straight facts and what's out there and what I saw and witnessed. So that's one thing. I hate ignorance more than anything. And I hate people who spread rumors because those are the same people who are anti-vaxxers.
That's true.
And then they have a big issue with measles now increasing in children. Okay. And I can't, that's one thing I hate is ignorance and people who don't know medicine and not in the field of medicine. And I'm in the field. So therefore, I never argue with those who don't have those type of education. That's like me arguing, like, it doesn't make sense. It's like I'm the one who's in medical school. So why would I argue with someone who have nothing to do with patients and who don't know what's really going on? They're in cloud nine. Let's move on to the tiny situation. Sorry, just one more comment. With this tiny situation, with the sexual allegations, honestly, you have to be careful who your circle is, and they should have all signed NDAs. Now, if they did it, they deserve repercussion. And Wiley, hopefully you review that that sexual allegation against this doctor. He's called himself the TikTok doctor. He's a black doctor, and there's a big thing going on with him because he's very famous on these streets. But yeah. All right, well, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so very much for calling in. Shout out to you.
Bye.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much for the support, for calling in. Let's see. We got two more callers in here. Let's bring the next caller on 0189. Calling on air.
Hello.
Yes, you're live on the air. Welcome.
Good morning, Wiley.
Good morning.
This has been a really good show. Very informative.
Yes, it has.
Coronavirus 2019 is very dangerous and very deadly. And I wish more people would take this this pandemic seriously. And we still have a lot of racism in the world. And we still have a long way to go. And I want to thank you. I want to bring up something. Maybe you might be able to help me with this, but there was something that happened to me on YouTube back on Sunday, November the 1st. Like a lot of times I would go on YouTube I love music, to watch music videos, from the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. And also go on YouTube with the different cooking shows. And also you learn about how to take care of plants and how to grow beautiful vegetables and stuff, etc. I mean, it's so much you can learn on YouTube. But I have went on a certain YouTuber's channel on Sunday, November the 1st, 2020. And the name of the video, it was entitled...
Okay, what is this for? What is it about? This is about what we already talked about?
No, this is not what you're talking about. But the reason I'm going to bring this up is because I don't want this to happen to anyone else.
Okay, you had to send me an email about that, and let me vet what you're about to say, because, thank you. You got to talk about what we talk about on the subject. All right. So I don't know what she about to say. Send me an email. Let me vet what you about to say so we can see what you about to say. Okay. All right. Because we got to stay on topic. So let's read about the TikTok doctor. Well, we hardly got to do another topic about this, but the viral dancing TikTok doc accused of sending a D-pic to a colleague, a $45 million lawsuit allegedly he sexually harassed a co-worker with text messages, pornographic images, and a photo of his erection. Oh my gosh. What? Jason Campbell, known to many people as the TikTok doctor for his viral dance video featuring himself and hospital colleagues, has been accused of physically harassing a colleague while living and working on a... That is... That's sad. That is so sad. And I remember seeing his videos go viral. I remember that. And he was featured on all these shows. Wow. So let me see. The unnamed plaintiff in the lawsuit also said the Oregon Health and Science University failed to address Campbell's ongoing harassment on the incident reported to the hospital leaders. The lawsuit said the plaintiff is seeking $45 million in damages. Beginning in January 2020, while acting in the scope, of course, of his as a resident employee. Oh my gosh, they said Dr. Campbell began harassing plaintiff via text message, pornographic photo. I don't understand that. That's crazy. Sexually charged social media messages. The 39-page lawsuit filed February 26th. Crazy. I don't understand that. I don't not understand that. The TikTok doctor, I don't know, TikTok doctor, y'all going like $45 million they suing for, and he's black. Yes, he is. So again, you guys, y'all have to stay on topic. Okay, now we about to go live on Station Head. Okay, to that viewer, okay, I don't know if you're still listening. To that viewer, that want to break down some on YouTube, you bring that over on Stage here. We can vet it. Okay. All right. To that viewer, we're going live on Stage here. We can talk about it on live on Stage here. Okay. Give me a second while I bring it up. We'll go live on Station Head. Give me a second. So, okay, to that viewer that did that, hit me up on Station Head. What you got to talk about? We'll talk about it on Station Head. So give me a second while I schedule a show, and we'll talk about it. Yep. All right, let me drop it in the chat. All right. How did they get to that? I don't know how they got to that amount. You got to talk with that person's lawyer. Again, before we close the show, if you want to be notified when we go live, all you got to do is text The Wiley Show, no spaces, 833-760-1691. Again, if you want to be notified when we go live, you just text us. You just text The Wiley Show, no spaces, to 833-760-1691. The Wiley Show, no spaces, to 833-760-1691. And you will be notified when we go live. Okay, we have about a good 50 people already on the text list. So you can definitely come over here. Okay, I will definitely drop this in the chat. We will be doing the after show over here on Station Head. Alrighty. We know we must be doing something right. Larry Reed came over here today. We ain't talking about it on Station Head. I'll see y'all live over here on our Station Head. Okay. 2102, we going live on Station Head. How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
All right, let's talk about it. What you got?